In case you guys are wondering, no, I did not get Botox. I just used lotion to keep the wrinkles down in my forehead. I'm not aging at all. In fact, actually, I decided to stop last Tuesday, so I will be 27 from here until the day I die. Meanwhile, my daughter's just taking all my stuff and putting it on the ground. That's new. One of the things that I've been wondering over the past while is whether or not nostalgia is something that's sustainable. Now, from a baseline, there's always going to be things that people are going to be nostalgic for. We've talked about it in the past about games, even a little bit about movie theaters and stuff beyond that, but is it something that's actually going to be profitable for people if they want to invest in it in some sort of market? Honey, thank you for my keys. I will drive that. Oh, you want them back? There you go. You can go driving now. See you later. But on the surface level, we could see companies like Disney and say, okay, I love you. Chill. On the surface level, we could see companies like Disney and say, or seem to say that yes, it's absolutely possible that nostalgia can be a long-term market solution for some people if you're trying to work in the business of nostalgia. But is it really something that can work long-term? Because Disney does a fantastic or a really good job at blending nostalgia and futurism at the same time. They have Tomorrowland, which is definitely a thing of the past at this point, but they're consistently coming out with new rides, new ideas, updates, yet at the same timing but at the same time maintaining their old IPs and doing well to honor a lot of them. Yeah, that's me on the screen right there that you're watching. It's called OBS. You waved. I can't. I'm right here in real life, you know. Yeah, no, I know that's me on the screen. But the more I looked into it, the more it seemed like Disneyland was more of an outlier than anything else. There's a lot of things right now that are nostalgic or play on some sort of nostalgia that are businesses, and a lot of them aren't incredibly successful. It's not to say that you can't have success with it, but aside from Disney, what else is there that is doing really, really well in terms of nostalgia? Oh, I love you. How cute is this? Subscribe for more cuteness. Mostly for me. Can you say subscribe? She can't. But still, please do it. Movie theaters, for example, are something that I just talked about because they're starting to die out. But movie theaters are something that are starting to die out, or have been dying out for a while because they are becoming something in the past. Similarly for arcades, even things like bowling alleys are starting to get more and more derelict. Places that own them and run them don't necessarily have the money to pour in and renovate them. But regardless of the renovations that they've done, it really hasn't drawn in a lot more business. But then I realized I wasn't actually defining nostalgia extremely well, specifically in a business mindset. Because how can you actually classify something? Oh, you just smacked your head on the chair. Let me heal you. Mwah. You're healed. Say thank you. Watch this. It's really cool. She's happy and I'll put it down and she'll cry. Happy? And happy? Yeah, okay, I'll keep you up now. But what happens is that we look at a lot of businesses that are failing and we market those as nostalgic. The point is that because something had its heyday at one point in the past and was incredibly popular, whether that be, again, bowling alleys, movie theaters, I think you could even like classify batting cages and things like that, that at one point were huge, but are as a whole dying off. We count that as a nostalgic business, but even if that part is true, they're not a business that is playing off of nostalgia. They're simply something that had its day and we're moving away from. So it makes us look back at our original question, which is, can you make a business that its main or one of its main points is nostalgia, playing off nostalgia, marketing nostalgia, and actually have it be somewhat successful? And I don't know. Again, it's easy to look at Disneyland and say, yes, there's a market for it, but Disneyland is so much of an outlier in terms of the amount of money that they're able to pour in and the amount of IPs that they have available to them in and of themselves, not having to pull on anyone else, not having to pay for licenses for anything, but just being able to hold on to it on its own. It's something that's not replicable, at least without a huge, large-scale movement. Specifically, I'm wondering about, can a local business or something along those lines start something, whether it be one shop or a chain that leads to more, that markets heavily in nostalgia yet is successful? And I think it's really not possible. Because it's weird that for as much as we love to look on things of our past and relive days of old, not in a negative like glory days type sense, but just being able to enjoy aspects of our old life in times now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's something that can or even should be marketed or turned into some sort of business. You know, this year I decided, the year of 2025, No, it's not 2026. I have a spreadsheet or a Google Sheets linked to my home screen on my phone, and I'm keeping track of every single Dr. Pepper that I drink. So come the end of 2026, get ready for your Spotify Wrapped on Dr. Peppers for Phil Smith. So if you want to see that, subscribe, or at least set a reminder to come back and check out the videos at the end of this year or beginning of next year. And while you're here, just, subscribe, I guess, because you can. Free country. At least the subscribe button's free. Great sales pitch. I've been lucky enough in my own life to be able to, as of recently, redo a lot of things from my childhood. Not to like get a second chance in terms of like reliving the glory days again, but to be able to dip my toe into things that I enjoyed as a child, but do it in a way that is like enjoying the nostalgia of it, but yet doing it at a point that is gratifying now as well. There's three things that I always like will point out that I think it's just kind of ironic that take me back to my prime in high school. But I make power derby cars. I compete in the same races I did when I was a child, just in the open division. I've talked about this before, and it's a lot of fun. I don't know what you want right now. In addition to that, I play 37 Oh, thank you for my keys again. Alright, you can have them back. And check them on the floor. Oh wow, there's my other keys up too. You need to drive to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna need these keys. I play 37U football, which is obviously something I did growing up, not 37U, but playing football growing up. And to be able to have a chance to play tackle football again at age 27, without being good enough to play in any colleges, that's an opportunity that a lot of people wish they could have, and it's an opportunity I have. Not trying to relive my prime or make it to any next level. I'm obviously not good enough to, but to be able to have that opportunity is very cool. And then the third thing is that I was a huge nerd growing up. I did a lot of robotics. I competed in robotics for like 13 years. No, that's not right. 10 years. For 10 years before I even graduated high school. From third grade all the way through my senior year of high school. And then since then, I've still been a part of one of the major robotics competitions, going and being an MC, announcing for competitions. Yes, I have. I do like to yap, fun fact. But doing it anywhere from a local to a world competition point, with the point being that I still get to be around these things that I'm nostalgic for. Hi. But how would you market that in terms of a universal nostalgic way? That's the problem that you're going to consistently run into. I have all these avenues that align nostalgically for me, that allow me to enjoy parts of my past, or make it so that the points or the aspects and activities that I was doing in my past didn't just die off when I got older, but I still get to enjoy them. But they're all specific for me, and they're all incredibly separate from each other. Power derby racing is through our church's kids group. Football is an independent football league. The robotics competition is a worldwide robotics competition, but there's no link in the slightest. I mean, I don't know if any of these three have people that overlap with one another, aside from my stinking brother-in-law who plays football and is a pastor at our church. So it's like, it's near impossible to create some sort of nostalgic connection. The only way you could really do that is through some sort of entertainment. And that again comes through things like movie theaters or arcades or games. And the problem with a lot of those that you're gonna run into is that they're IPs that belong to someone, meaning that it's going to be near impossible for an independent shop to run some sort of nostalgic game or movie thing with game or movie thing. Let's just be broad and not use specific words because you don't know how to speak the English dictionary very well. There are roadblocks everywhere that you turn is the point I'm getting at. I've seen many people talk about trying to do things that create some sort of feeling or tie off the feeling or build off the feeling of nostalgia, but it's just never going to be there in terms of actually running some sort of business. And not that anything needs to be a business, but this is just something that I was thinking about specifically regarding to businesses. Why was Disneyland so successful at marketing nostalgia and futurism at the same time? You're interrupting, and that's you know what, let's not show that on camera. That's my driver's license. Thumbs down for doxing. Am I right, fellow Americans? But the final point that I wanted to get at, okay, yes, I know that's my ID. Here, come up with me. Let's make the finale really quick. You can click off if you just realized this is the finale. But the final thing that I wanted to do was actually open the idea to you. I am genuinely curious to know if that you guys have something in mind that you think could work in terms of nostalgic. Goodness gracious, Philip, you want to spit this one out in English, or you want to always speak this in French? Oh, hello. Hello. Who's this? Hello. Hello. How are you doing? Oh no, you're eating my phone. Were you the reason my camera's broken? Can there be some sort of nostalgic thing in the future? Something that is like a bowling alley or a movie theater or beyond that can be successful? And I want to know what you guys think. That's the whole point of why I wanted to make this video, because I think there's something very difficult about creating nostalgia as an actual business or trying to rely on it I tell you what, man, it is so hard to record videos sometimes, and I really want to do this one. Say hello in the comments if you want to see her live for another video. Oh man, can it be done? I've recorded this thing freaking 70 times trying to get this last little outro out. Can it be done? Is there a possibility for something to work where if a business has a large part of it being nostalgia? I don't think there is, but I am curious because I think nostalgia is something that so many people grasp for. It's so specific to each individual though that it's... Honey, you crawled into my chair and smacked your head. I do feel bad that you're crying. But that was kind of your fault. Yeah, you know what? I've tried this outro 7 times. You run at the speed of a baby when you have a baby. And this is kind of what's happening. So, mwah, I love you so much. That was for you, comment section. I loved you so much. Can you say bye? Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye. 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 All right, subscribe.